Yeah,
and he does not know how to handle it.
And I'm sure he saw. Not only did he drop the ball, but in a perfect line with a sight line, with a perfect sight line out of the trees.
But Hayes, it's not just seeing that. It makes you wonder, how many other things has this guy pulled?
Well, the answer is many.
Yes.
That's the answer. Because if you're comfortable doing that, I'm assuming there's money on the line. I mean, this is where, there is a difference between if you're all out just having a good time and T-shirts and shorts and messing around. It's still not, you might want to call them on it. You're probably going to goof on them. But if you're serious golfers and it's like, all right, what's your cap? And we're playing for money. You can't have that because the guy's going to grease you at some point. Like, it's coming.
That's right. It's got to be in your head. Oh, the teams are flipped around and you're on the other team now going into the woods with a towel trick. Oh, that's very funny.
Exactly. Like, where do you draw the line on that? If everyone else is on the other side of the fairway, I'm just going to make sure I get a good lie here. Like, I think this guy, you catch him doing it once, there's no telling how far he'd go. So it's mandatory you approach him. Mandatory. It's got to happen. And now you got to be prepared.
Is it approach him and say, you got to come clean with everybody and tell them what you did, or you're out of the group? Or
I don't think you have to go that far because I think what you're risking is losing your friendship here. I mean, this could be very explosive, like very explosive, because if he gets his back up against the wall and comes back swinging, then it gets ugly. So I would do him the favor of saying, listen, we're going to keep it between the two of us for your sake, but I got my eyes on you. And next time it happens, in other words, it can't happen or you're going to be out of here. I mean, I just think you got to have – it's a tough chat, though, man. Best friend, greasy move.
Yeah.
Again, if there's money on the line, it's golf. Everyone's keeping scores. The caps are supposed to be dialed in. I don't know, man. That's a greasy, greasy play. Because it's got to be the honor code out there. Has to be. You can't follow everybody all around the course.
Yeah,
Dear
call him
ACB.
out and tell him to smarten up. That's
Call
what
him
you need
out
to do.
personally. Don't do it to the rest of the crew. That's your play.
Yeah.
Dear Hazy B, months back I informed you of a good friend in our friend group who usually dated missiles only.
Right.
He then started bringing around someone much older than him, and the exact age is he's 28 and she's 63.
Wow. The reverse Belichick.
Yes, he has informed. He has informed us that an engagement is coming. Is this the right play, and how do we support this? Are you okay with the age, or is it age just a number?
Well, I would say...
So this guy not only brought his new friend around, he is now going for it.
Yeah, this is officially a reverse Belichick, according to TMZ.
Yeah, 63-28 difference.
Wow, that's a 35-year age gap. That's massive.
Know, man. That is a massive...
I would say, I think, if I can recall back then, it was kind of like, hey, you can probably let your buddy know, this is getting a little bit funky or a little bit, I don't know, maybe this doesn't seem consistent with the way you generally operate. I think you're right to do that and say that 6 months ago. I think now you're out, man. Like I'm saying, if there's an engagement and all that, you have no right to say you can't get engaged. I mean, you got to shut up and just be like, all right, where are we going on the bachelor party?
Yeah.
Where's she going on her bachelorette? That's what I want to know. Where is she going to the party? Where is she going to
Shady
party?
Acres.
Possibly. That I think it's a no. I don't know about you, Noodles, but I think you got to bite. You got to say, hey, that's awesome. Love is in the air. Can't wait. Good for you. Congrats.
Get it rocking, man. Who cares?
Amazing.
You let it rip and see how it goes.
Go have a great time. Why not?
Support your friend. Honestly, if he's happy and they're happy, so be it. And then if it doesn't work out, you go, hey, remember when you married that older lady? Like, it just, in the end, support your friend. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure she doesn't act 63, or maybe he's a 60-year-old, 28-year-old. Who knows? Something's working for them.
Maybe he demands to be called Mister. You never know. Maybe he's old at heart. What's that marriage? What's that party gonna look like? Because we all went to weddings when we were in our 20s. It was insane.
Yeah.
Parties and bands. You'd be buckled all day. You'd be up all night. There'd be
throwing people in the air. And just,
like I don't know. It feels like it'd be a very, very different,
subdued
looking wedding.
What if all her friends are like older? And then
Well,
it's
I would
just
Yes.
then you got a total
presume
kind of
that's
weird
the case.
vibe.
Yeah, I would guess that's the case. But hey, who knows, man? Love is in the air. You got to shut your yap, right?
Yeah.
Just sit there and nod and say, "Good for you. This is great stuff. I
Hayes,
love it."
This one's pertaining to today.
Okay.
Dear Hazy B, I've seen numerous people in the past come out and say winning is the only option for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tell me why and how I could believe Keith Pelly in what he said, that he can make a difference. What can he do?
Man, I don't really have a good answer for you, and that's what is terrifying about this.
Yeah, what he said today, I've heard the same thing 5
Yeah,
times.
exactly. It was very, good isn't good enough. We're here to win. We owe it to our fans. Like, yeah, we get it.
Well-
okay, not the wrong messaging, but also one that is very hollow over time. Like, we get it. Of course, that's your plan. Everyone says the same thing.
I've got an answer, though. I think Keith Pelly should do exactly get out of the way and what you do is, if he believes that Brad Treliving's the right general manager,
Yeah, let him do what he
Craig
does.
Berube's the right, let them do their jobs, because that's the biggest thing that I've noticed it through pro sports. We talk about it every day. How many times have ownership and boards and that can't help themselves? They get in the way instead of going, we put you in this position, I'm going to trust that you do the right thing. I think the best thing Keith Pelly can do is be a great support a great support system for the hockey ops people. And yes, they've got a lot to clean up there. I think they have 150 people that work there or whatever. I believe it came out and talked about how much, if you're going to streamline it a little bit, but just be focused and say, Tree, I trust you to go do your job. And if he doesn't do it, then there's a pecking order. He gets held accountable. I just feel like it's paralysis by overanalysis sometimes when you have way too many resources. Everybody's got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's ultimately what needs to be said. Like, if you're having a conversation with Keith Pelly, it's, hold people accountable and actually prove that you have just an absolute kind of manic approach to winning. Like, you're obsessed with winning. And, that ultimately you're not going to sell that at a press conference, to be fair to him. And I remember, and I've referenced this before, when Shanahan was hired and revealed, it was very subdued. And there were a lot of cliches, and it wasn't over the top, and it wasn't rah-rah. And I remember when Brian Burke got hired, and he had the greatest press conference of all time.
Yes, they'll name schools after us,
Yes,
and this and that. And it's like everybody says, I've been an expert, and they all are. And they all want to try to bring their expertise to the situation and take their lessons learned in the past and try to apply it. It's just none of it's worked. That's where the skepticism comes from people, where they're like, I've literally, since 2004 or 5, heard that 5 times from different people.
Yep.
So why would anyone believe you?
And honestly, actions are clearly going to speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And it's on Pelly because he's overseeing the whole thing. Yeah. Raptors are not in a good place. Toronto FC's a disaster and has been for a few years.
And as far as the Leafs go, Brian, they keep going back to this, and it's a valid point. It's factual. I don't know what resources do for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Mm-hmm. What does that do? You going to get all these pencil necks that do the stats and have an analytics team with 300 people? What does that do?
Well,
what does the resources mean in a cap era?
I
you got to get
guess,
players in there.
I guess what we talked about with the facilities, the ability to supply different things that maybe other teams can't.
What?
I think there's. Well, I'm talking about, you always talk about it. Like, guys say they show up at certain teams and there's like fruit on the table. The Leafs show up and there's a 5-course meal for breakfast.
Okay, well, if you're going to get a vegetarian omelet with a side of turkey bacon, if that makes you play better in game 5 and 7, prove it.
And it doesn't, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I asked the question.
But those are the resources that they can spend. They can do stuff like that. First class, 4 seasons instead of a Holiday Inn. All that kind of stuff. But it hasn't been worth anything because the players still look at it and say, "Okay, I want $13 million." Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it hasn't mattered because the players haven't actually appreciated it. They still demand every penny, and they still go out there and fall flat in the biggest moments. So to answer your question, they're meaningless. You know, they're meaningful if you win. You know, look at Florida. Everyone, hey, these guys ride their golf carts, all that kind of stuff. If they're dead last in the league, no one cares about your golf cart story. It's not interesting.
Right.
You know, it's your losers. Like, good for you. You're losers driving around in your golf carts. Now they're winners driving around in their golf carts in the great facility and how awesome it is. You know, and that's how you define the resources. It's in retrospect. Did they pay off or not? Did you win or not?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. All right, there you go. Dear Hazy B. Come back with our best bets. Tee up a busy weekend. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
FanDuel held a shooting contest to promote its new MySpend tool. MySpend makes it easy to view your deposit and bet history all in one place. Because betting without knowing how much you're spending is like shooting in the dark. See the whole picture. Make FanDuel's MySpend tool part of your system and stop shooting in the dark.
A century. 100 years. It's a story written by Canadians. Every worker, every dealership, every family that chose us. From the highways to the back roads, school drop-offs, and Saturday skates. You've put your trust in us, and it's because of you we've put millions of vehicles on Canadian roads. So as we mark 100 years, this is a thank you.